guys, hope you're alright. Thank you for joining my course. This is basically just a quick video to talk through a part of wedding planning that I think is really important. The reason I say that is because it creates the backdrop and the whole wedding really, and that's themes. Now, as a luxury wedding planner, it's all about extra. So you don't have a small, similar to that, you don't have something like that in the centre. You know, that adds up to the many things you've got. So it'll be big bunches of flowers in the middle. You know, you don't think that, oh, the people around the table can't talk to each other. It's more about how it's going to look. People want to talk, there's a bar, a dance floor. You're on the table to look pretty. Obviously, sometimes you do think about that, and I suppose you have the taller vases so people could talk around it, and then there's flowers above their head kind of a thing. But all of that is created from a theme. So the theme can sometimes be flowers, it can be rustic. And I know when a lot of people say rustic, they don't think luxury, but you can have a rustic wedding theme within the luxury wedding industry. It just means you don't have a small flower. You have something big. Something like a bathtub full of drinks or full of petals. Something extra. That's what it's all about when it comes to the luxury wedding industry. But themes, now that's one of the things you're going to first discuss with your couples. So the way I see it is because a lot of couples, they don't always know what they want. Some of them do, they're like, yep, I want this kind of a wedding, I want this flower, I want this, perfect. But when they don't, you have to kind of draw the theme out of them. And the way I've always done that is you sit down with your couples and you get to know them. Don't talk about the wedding. Understand how they met, their proposal story, what they both do for a living, their family background, and then talk about what they generally do to spend time together. Do they go out to the movies a lot? Do they go for a walk in the park? Is there a favourite lake they've got? Is there a favourite picnic spot, a favourite restaurant, a favourite bar, favourite holiday destination? All these sort of things, you draw it out of them and then think about a theme that would suit that. So I've done a wedding in the past where the theme was travel. So you had suitcases, like big designer suitcases as the decoration. You had a map of the world as like one of the frames that the guests signed. All the tables were based on locations. They weren't named after like 1, 2 and 3. They were named after the places they'd been. The plank that had the table layout was a map of the world with then strings attached showing where each table is. So that sort of stuff you could bring out, and you could still make it luxury because it's about the decor. But also when it comes to theme, your theme would help decide what colours you're going to put in, what colours you might recommend that the bridesmaids might wear, the flowers that the men would wear, the way the ceremony would take place. How is the ring bearer going to carry the rings? Is it going to be on a luxury cushion? Is it going to be on a tray? Is it going to be on a plank of wood? All these things are all based on the theme. Even the food you're going to serve, the layout of the food, it's all going to be based on the theme. The misconception a lot of people have is when you think luxury, you just think expensive things. And, you think a gold plate with the rings on it, but that's not always necessary. You won't believe it, there's actually a lot of couples that prefer silver over gold because they prefer the colour silver and they prefer the colour gold. So all these things need to be considered. Now, when you're speaking to your couples and they're telling you about their life, take notes or ask permission if you could record the conversation you have. Because then when you play it back, you'll listen to bits that you didn't quite notice when you were taking notes. You could hear their tone of voice a lot better when you play it back. So if they're talking about certain things and they sound really excited with certain words or certain colours, they're things that you could draw in. You create mood boards. Now, mood boards, you've probably seen some of my mood boards on Spot On Events Instagram page or their Facebook page. They're mood boards for couples. They're not the mood boards that I personally use. When I first come up with the concept, the mood board is just pictures of things that I've got inspiration from. So if my couple tell me they love swimming, or they love the lake, they love the beach, those sort of images will be on the mood board to then create an idea. Then once you've got that concept and then you go further, that's when you create the mood boards with the specific colours, with the dresses, with the flowers and all that. That all comes after. To start with, you want to create a mood board. That's a vision. It's more of a vision than anything else, because it's what is going to create the theme, what is going to create the big day. A lot of couples do think that they should choose their venue and then they should decide on their theme. Do it the other way around. Suggest that they pick a theme and then decide on their venue. Unless they've already got a venue that they've set their heart on and they want that, then the theme has to work around the venue. But otherwise, once you've got a venue, it makes it easier to decide which venues to choose or which venues to go for. There's thousands of venues out there. How do you decide which one to do? It's, especially for luxury couples, the price isn't the problem. The problem is what they want. So a theme helps bring out what they want. And that's why I always suggest you have face-to-face meetings. Obviously, during the pandemic, that becomes difficult. But further on, that's what you need. That's what you need them to do. So, I'm going to say, leave it there. That's the first way on how to do themes. Obviously, when we have our one-to-ones, we'll bring this out further. If you've got any questions, just leave them in the comments below. I'll obviously send you out a workbook as well that talks about these themes and how to address them, questions to ask. But as always, if there's any questions, just drop me a message. Okay? Take care now.